Welcome to the Dice Tower, a series of video reviews about board and card games. Here are your hosts, Tom Vasel and Sam Healey.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel.
And I am Sam Healey. What's up, y'all?
Now we have made it our goal to play every new Star Wars game that ever comes out. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but we played pretty much most of them.
A lot of them.
And so Fantasy Flight has done a miniatures game. They've done an overarching game. They've done a card game. Yes. They've done a X-Wing, Armada. So what was left? Apparently,
a dice game.
Dice. So today we're taking a look at Star Wars Destiny, which was surprising for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't think they were going to make a Star Wars dice game.
Right.
But two, it's a collectible game, which I believe is the first time in a long time Fantasy Flight has made any sort of collectible game. Yes, it comes with rares and commons and things. Now you can buy, there's two starter packs. There's one of the for the good guys and one for the bad guys. Okay. And then they come in booster packs where you get 5 cards and 1 die. They went to the whole universe for these, and they even went to episodes 1, 2, and 3, which is the first I think they've ever done this.
Really?
Well, they haven't. They might have toyed with it a little bit in X-Wing. We still haven't seen most of those X-Wings show up. We haven't seen it in most of it's not in Imperial Assault.
That's right. They don't have any droid fighters or
so
or anything else.
But in this game there's definitely Count Dooku, and I think there's Maul, Darth Maul. Sorry,
what was this? Is he driving a car?
Shut up. Okay, so anyway, this is a pretty simple game. We'll take a look at how it plays and then come back and tell you what we think. Each player is going to build a team of characters. Now, these are the characters that I got. I got 2 starter sets and 4 boosters. So Finn and Rey come in one of the starter sets. Kylo Ren and the First Order Stormtrooper come in another. And these guys came in expansion packs, Leia, Poe, and Count Dooku. Now, when you're building a deck, you have to put in all heroes or all villains, although there are some neutral people that can go in either deck. And you're also going to be looking for point totals. You'll notice here at the bottom, the point totals, we have 9/12, 13/16. Now, you can have 30 points of characters in a deck. If you take 1 die, so Kylo Ren, for example, is 10/13. If I use 1 die with him, he's 10 points. If I'm going to bring 2 dice with him, he's worth 13 points. So after you decided on your characters, you're also going to take a location card, and you're going to build a deck. And there are lots of different cards. The starter decks come with starter decks, but you can build your own deck. And the only restrictions on a deck are, you'll notice there's different color cards here. There's red, blue, yellow, and gray. Again, you have to follow the restriction of hero, villain, or neutral can go in either deck, but also the color. So for example, if my team is Rey and Finn, I can't put red cards in my deck because they are yellow and blue. So I can only put yellow cards in a deck if I have a yellow character, blue with a blue character. Grays can go in any deck at all, so that gives me some freedom. When you take a card, if it has a die in your deck, you're going to put that die to the side. So for example, this is the F10 rifle, so I'd get the F10 card here with it. And you'll notice that on each of these, on the side, it shows you what the different sides of the dice are. So you can see at a glance what's on your dice that you have. So once players have this ready, they're ready to begin the game. They're going to put their characters in front of them, and on each character, they're going to put the dice that they have. So let's say I'm using Rey. I would have 2 dice with her maybe, and Finn, 1 die with him. This is what you get in the starting set. It's not 30 points. But that's what the starter set has. But you can build a 30-point one or less with the different dice that you have. Players are going to roll their dice to see who goes first. The higher number is going to go first. The other player is going to pick which of the 2 locations they would like to use that round in this game. So maybe I'm bringing the Emperor's Throne Room, you're bringing the Imperial Armory, and I'm like, we're going to use mine. But I might like yours better. Either way, 1 location only is going to be in play for the whole game. Now, players are going to have on their turn a handful of cards that they will have drawn from their deck. And the goal of this game is to make the other person lose all their hit points on each of their characters. So you'll notice Kylo Ren has 11 and Count Dooku has 10 hit points here. To make them lose all their hit points or to make them run out of their deck. And so running out of your deck is one way to lose the game. Also, having all your characters be defeated is another way. Each round of the game, players are going to be taking actions back and forth. And one player is first. That player will go, they'll take another action until both players pass, in which case then that round is over. At the end of every round, you will unexhaust your characters. Think tap. You will unexhaust your characters and cards that you've exhausted over the course of a round. You will also get 2 resources. Resources are used to pay for various things. So on your turn, what can you do as an action? Well, one of the actions is you can take one of your characters, you can exhaust them, and you can roll the dice on those characters. You then put these dice out here in the field in front of you. So maybe my first action is using Kylo Ren. My second action might be to use Count Dooku, and I put these dice out here. You can also activate a support card. So let's say as time goes by, maybe I've gotten BB-8, all right? And not these guys wouldn't use him, but let's say the good guys used him. I could activate him to bring out his particular die. So BB-8 here, well, yeah, he's a hero die. But he would have an extra die, so I could activate him to roll his die and put it out there. Now, once these dice are out here, you can also activate dice on your turn as your action. When you activate dice, you can activate dice that are all the same type. And so there's different symbols on a die. Now, Kylo Ren rolled pretty poorly here. This die has nothing on it. But let's say he had rolled this die, he could use it. Now, some dice have a cost at the bottom of them. This one here costs 1 resource for him to use it. But many of the sides are free. Some of the sides have a symbol on them. That means look at that character's card. So Kylo Ren here would choose an opponent's character, look at a random card from their hand, deal damage to that character equal to the cost of the card you looked at. Aha. So he would randomly draw a card from someone's hand. So let's say he randomly drew a card from the opponent's hand. Oh, how lucky, he found a lightsaber. They're going to take 3 damage. So that's another thing you can do, is activate these things. Now, what do the different symbols do? Some of them are going to give you resources. Some activate your special power. Some put shield tokens on your character. Each character can have up to 3 shield tokens on them. Some are going to do damage. There's melee damage and there's range damage. When you activate damage, you will do that many damage tokens to a character. Each shield that they have cancels one of the damage, although the shield is also discarded. And then there's symbols that let you take another die and turn that die to any side you want. And there's also symbols that can make your opponent lose a card from their hand. Well, that one makes someone discard resources. But there's also one that makes you discard a card from hand. All the symbols are right here. They're fairly simple. Special, resource, discard, shield, disrupt, focus, melee damage, range damage. And players are going to go back and forth, activating their cards or using dice. You can also play cards from your hand. For example, I might want to play defensive stance here. This gives one of my characters 2 shields. I simply play the card and pay the 1 resource. Each card has a cost at the top. You might want to play a card that gives something to one of your characters. So maybe I have the First Order Stormtrooper out there, and I want to give him a First Order TIE Fighter. So I have to pay 3 resources. This card is going to be basically support. It's going to be attached to him, and now he has another die that he can roll, which can do some pretty cool things. And some of the cards are even free. For example, here, Intimidate simply says, remove all shields from a character. And this one's free. So each player can play a card as one of their actions. They can also discard a card from their hand to re-roll dice. To re-roll dice if they want to. Now that's, again, you got to be careful doing that, because discarding cards from your hand can make your deck run out, and that's one of the ways to lose. And the final action that you can do is you can claim the battlefield. The battlefield's sitting between the players, so if I claim it, I can turn one of my dice to a side showing a special ability and then immediately resolve it. That's pretty cool. So the first person to do it gets to use this. However, once you claim the location, and let's show another location here, this says play an upgrade from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1. When you claim a location, you're done for that round, and your opponent can just take actions until they decide that they're done. So the first person to claim this card will get the benefit on it, but they're essentially giving up any other actions that they might have. The person who claims this will also go first in the next round. So that's basically the game, folks. Take out your opponents by doing enough damage to them or making them run out of their deck. The starter box comes with this here case. It has some dice that come in it, and there's more spots for more dice, but it's not very useful to hold dice because they're hard to get out. A booster pack looks like this. It comes inside with a cardboard thing that holds the die. Each booster pack comes there's rares and commons and uncommon cards like all collectible card games, but there's one die. The die is not necessarily a rare die, but each one comes with 5 cards and 1 die. And so I actually store all my stuff in these photo cases here like this with all the different tokens, the shield tokens, resource tokens, damage tokens, and the different dice. And that's how you play. Now, I can't emphasize enough how simple this game is. The rules,
Very simple.
The rules are 2 pages, and they're really, really simplistic. And I should mention, I didn't mention one rule. Some of the dice show a plus sign on them. So like if it says +2 melee damage, that can only be used if you're also using another die with melee damage.
But there are cards to work around that where you can use them as support cards. There are support cards where you can tap them and use those as if they were not plus symbols. So there's ways to work around that.
Now, for the most part, our review is coming from the point of playing the starter decks. I tried to modify them. I got 4 booster packs, and it just wasn't enough to really modify them. I threw some of the cards in, but the new characters, like, for example, I got Leia. She's a red character for the good guys, but I didn't have enough red good guy character cards to put in the deck. I got Count Dooku, and I could have used him, but really, you know, Kylo Ren was just better in the deck. So, gonna need to get more booster packs. I guess we should start on that first. Before we talk about the game, what do you think about the model? Are you burned out on the collectible thing?
Yeah, I'm totally burned out on the whole collectible thing. I don't have the disposable income that's necessary to really get into a game that is collectible because I don't have the cash to go after the big characters, and those are the characters that you want to play with.
Well, you do get a couple big characters in the starter sets. If you like Episode 7, you're good.
You get 2. Yeah.
Well, 2 in each one.
Right. So I mean,
okay, I guess the Stormtrooper's not a big character.
No, it's
you
not.
You get 3.
You get 3 and a basic run-of-the-mill ground pounder. That's basically what you get.
Well, some of the main characters, though, are common. It's not like I don't know. It's not like they haven't done a Star Wars CCG thing yet where it's like some random guy who was in one shot is a character. They haven't done that yet. They are putting in a lot of the big name characters. They've saved some of them, but I'm sure that's because the inevitable next 3 expansions are already planned.
Yeah, that's true. I would much rather, though. I mean, let's look at it. A starter deck is how much? $12?
Yeah, something like that.
And a
booster
is 4. How many cards and dice do you get in a starter set for $12?
You get 20 cards, and you get, I don't know, you get a decent amount of dice. You get 3 dice for the characters, and then you get another 4 dice. I'll say 6 or 7 dice or something like that effect.
So in a starter set, you get 5 cards and 1 die, right? I'm not a starter set, but a booster pack.
Yeah.
And that's for $4. So you just said that you have to buy more than 4 booster packs.
It might be $3. I'm not sure, but
okay, $3 or $4. You have to buy more than 4 because you have 4 to really start getting into this customization that you can do with the game.
It seems, I'm just going to make up a number here, but it feels like you need 10 to do anything of any kind of value.
All right, so that's $40 plus your extra 12. That's $52 that you're
24 because you need 2 starters.
Okay, 24. So now we're talking $65 basically. Probably 70 if you throw in taxes or shipping or whatever. So you're talking $70 for a very simplistic, basic dice game that is fun, but at the end of the day, how much replayability does it have? That's my problem.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot. I'm actually not as bothered by the collectability. This is obviously going to be compared to Dice Masters a lot because Dice Masters is also a collectible card game, collectible dice game. I mean, but Dice Masters is very cheap. I mean, the packs are $1 each.
Right.
My concern about this one is, for example, I got Leia as a rare character. If I want 2 dice, I need to get another Leia card, and that's another rare card. So that may not happen. Although she could work with 1 die.
It could happen. You just have to go to secondary market and pay out the nose for it.
I'm not. But see, I'm also not a collector. I don't need everything.
Right.
I've been sitting around thinking, how many packs of this am I going to buy? 10, 20, and then stop? I don't know because I don't need to have everything, but I do want to have a pile of dice and stuff. So I'm not bothered by the collectability that much, honestly, because I don't need to own everything. People who do need to own everything are going to be
paying out the nose.
Yeah.
But that's very unhappy, one of the two.
But okay, so that's the collectability. What do you think about the dice themselves? When I first saw these dice online, I was really annoyed. They looked awful. Yeah. I think they look better in person.
They do look better in person, but at the same time, they're big and clunky, chunky, which isn't a bad thing necessarily.
They roll okay.
They roll well, but again, I would have probably preferred smaller dice, not the big, huge ones that they come with. But again, the pictures on them are nice.
Well, the artwork in the game, you did say good things
Yes,
about that.
the artwork is phenomenal. It's the same artwork that's being used for all of their other Star Wars games that are out there. I mean, some of the same pictures were used as cards from the card game and Rebellion and all these other things. So that's the same artwork. The artwork's fine. I can't get past possibly this being just simply a money grab. I mean, anything with a Star Wars license on it could be deduced down to that, I guess. But this really seems blatant.
Okay, well, let's talk about the game itself. The game is very easygoing. Yeah. I mean, it's like action, action, action. I like how fast-paced it is. There's almost no downtime. Your opponent takes an action, you go. Yeah. And you're tapping, rolling dice, using dice, playing a card, maybe discarding a card to re-roll a die. But, I mean, the actions are pretty basic. Yeah. And then when you roll, you're like, oh, I should shoot the guy because I rolled shooting dice. I mean, there's some choices, but it's not like it's the depth of strategy. No,
it's really a luck of the draw, luck of the dice roll kind of game. I mean, I guess you could, once you have enough where you can actually customize your own deck, I guess that's where the strategy and the tactics are going to come into it, is how you build your deck and the different dice that you're going to be using. And
I think that's definitely true.
That's where it is. But I mean, as this stands now, our set here, it's really, did you get the right cards? If you didn't, oh well, you're probably going to lose. Did you roll the right dice faces? If you didn't, well, you're probably going to lose. And that's really how it feels. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I still enjoy it. It's still fun. But I don't think that somebody who isn't a Star Wars fan is going to like this game.
Okay, that I will agree on. If you don't like Star Wars, I don't see that this would interest you much at all. I like it. I want someone to explain to me why you wouldn't follow the strategy of concentrate all firepower on the Star Destroyers. I mean, basically, pick an opponent's character, take them out.
Yeah.
I don't see why you would ever spread stuff out amongst the characters. You pick one, take that character out, because that takes out a bunch of their dice.
Yeah.
And takes out a bunch of their deck, possibly. So maybe I'm wrong there, but it seems basic. Again, I don't think too much. But at the same time, for me, that didn't mean the game wasn't fun. I really enjoyed it. I like rolling the dice. I like being like, ooh, I'm putting a stormtrooper in a TIE fighter. Ooh, Kylo Ren got his lightsaber. Oh, you know, doing this and then back and forth, and it was quick and fun, and it had, even though the decisions weren't mind-blowing, they were interesting. It wasn't like I sat there and go, oh, I don't know what to do. I was like, oh yeah, I got some cool cards here. I can play this card or discard it. And I really enjoyed the fact that the deck running out is a victory condition. It hasn't happened in any of the games I've played yet. But because the threat is there, you don't just discard all your cards every turn. Yeah. You got to say, how am I going to use these cards?
And the cards that you do get into your hand that makes your opponent discard cards out of his hand, those are very useful cards because, again, you're probably not going to win the game, like he said, that way. But that is the threat that needs to be there. So making them lose those cards, it is a viable thing to do on your turn. It's not just a trash action or anything like that. So it had some shades of, adding support and adding weapons to your characters and stuff like that. It had some shades of the Decipher card game. Just very shadowy shades. There's not a whole lot of connection there, but just it reminded me of that. But overall, I think this is a forgettable game. And I really don't like saying that because I do enjoy the license, the Star Wars license. I enjoy games that have that. I think this is one of the... while I still enjoyed the game, I think it's one of the lesser implementations of the Star Wars universe.
Interestingly enough, I actually disagree with Sam here on that aspect. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's forgettable or not, but for me, I really like it. This one is 2 lightsabers up for me. I am going to get a lot of boosters probably. And
good for me.
I'll be doing another review later on where I'll be looking at some of the stuff that comes with the boosters and saying, oh, look at all this interesting stuff. Like I said, I had 4. I showed you some of the stuff I got, but it wasn't that interesting. No. I looked at the checklist and like, ooh, I want to get some of these characters. And I'm sure if Sam had Chewbacca, that would
be
up by
cool
like
too.
a half a point.
Yeah, probably would.
But I like how simple it is. I'll play this. To me, the living card game was fine, but this felt a little bit more Star Wars-ish to me. It did, this one.
Okay.
Now, it's not a Star Wars. She usually has Imperial Assault and all those ones.
What's that word you keep using?
Star Wars-ish.
Star Wars-ish.
It's in the Vasel lexicon. there's a lot of words in that.
Probably in the appendix of the lexicon.
But anyhow, I think I'll be able to play it a lot. With my daughter, with different people, just because it's simple and fun. How long will it last? How long will it be supported? That I don't know. I actually think I like the collectible aspect to this because I don't know that the living card game thing is. I think I like collectible because I can just go buy some packs.
Yeah.
Or living card game, like I gotta buy one of each one to stay up. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. But anyway, 2 lightsabers up.
I'll give it Ray's staff up because it's not bad, but it's not something that I'm going to be clamoring to go out and get. It's just not there. I'll enjoy playing it if it hits the table. It's a quick, fast 2-player game. But at the end of the day, I think it's forgettable.
Well, that's Star Wars Destiny, the dice game.
Thanks for watching our review today. For more information about board games, as well as the #1 board game audio podcast, check out Dicetower.com for reviews, interviews, and more. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.